Hi, it's Claire Saunders from What's New in Electronics, and I'm here at Southern Manufacturing and Electronics with Joe Whaley from Sony UK Technology Centre. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thank you very much for popping by.
Not a problem.
I know that you've been very popular today talking to people about different bits and pieces, so I'd like to know a little bit more about why you guys are here.
Yeah, not a problem. So Sony UK Technology Centre basically acts as a contract manufacturing partner. So people come to us if they need to basically make their product, and we can offer that service for people in the UK, and we have some customers that are also worldwide. We offer a whole host of different volumes and different kind of services as well. So we have some customers that manufacture maybe as low as 150, maybe 300 pieces a year, all the way up to some customers where we do multiple millions a year as well.
And I guess one of the key things you're known for is Raspberry Pi and the fact that you guys work there. So that's an amazing story.
Yes.
We've been doing this for quite a long time. So I remember when Raspberry Pi first was around and the guys came to one of our events, and now obviously incredibly popular and an amazing startup story.
Yeah, it is an incredible story for UK engineering, UK manufacturing, and obviously STEM as well. Obviously the whole messaging behind that is just fantastic, really. For us, it started in about 2012, where the co-founder, designer Evan Upton, really nice guy, he came to us and just said, "Look, I need really helping out." He was manufacturing out in China. He'd had some issues. Came to us to see what we could do. He said, "Oh, I just need 10,000 built." And we were like, "Yeah, that's fine, not a problem." And by the end of that year, we already built over 1 million pieces.
That's fantastic.
So
yeah.
the scale up and the speed in which those guys and how we needed to react as well. And you flash forward to today, and we're producing multiple millions for those guys.
Yeah.
A whole different range as well, from everything from their kind of single board computers all the way up to their monitors. So we're still doing that as well. So again, people assume that those kind of things would be too expensive to be made in the UK. Absolutely not. You can do some really clever automation, do some really clever things as well for design for manufacture, which is all the stuff that we help out with.
Yeah.
And with a customer like those guys that are willing to help and understand and listen and kind of, take our feedback on board, you can make a real kind of great collaboration moving forward.
And that kind of leads me on to two different things now with regards to what you've touched on, STEM and also from what we've seen to see is a lot more sort of innovation and sort of startups in the UK.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that you're very versatile with regard to, companies coming in who may need 150, 300 something made or up to the millions.
Yeah.
So are you seeing sort of startups, are you still seeing that innovation in the UK coming through?
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that kind of demand. I think because of the Raspberry Pi Association, a lot of people come to us with their kind of new and innovative ideas. And all we just need to do is make sure it's the right fit for us and the right fit for those customers. But it's good to see so much kind of innovation coming through and not kind of relying on other countries and other regions. And then in terms of STEM as well, again, we'll try and heavily support that as much as we can. We have kind of graduate and apprentice schemes, but on top of that, we do like a schools program as well. So every day, Monday to Thursday, we have about 30 to 40 different school kids coming in. They'll do a whole host of different programs, whether it's sustainability, they'll do some coding and programming on Raspberry Pi, they'll use some Sony equipment so they can do some kind of like semi-media training and kind of get that exposure at a young age. But it's really nice because we've got to a point now where we're starting to see people who've done those programs as school kids starting to come through the door now as operators or going to uni engineers and then coming back to us, which is great, but also makes me feel really old at the same time.
If you feel old, God, there's no hope for me, honestly.
No.
But I mean, that's a great thing because you've got a recruitment program happening right there.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
It's fantastic.
We didn't kind of initiate it like that. We kind of wanted to get on board with what the Pi ethos was, and it was a great message. Just naturally it's turned into this thing. We've now had about 35,000 school kids come through our doors.
That's incredible.
Which is great, and they get to see manufacturing live, real time in the UK. It's not a dirty environment, it's clean, it's light, and obviously it's really kind of forward, so it's good.
And it's a message we have to push because it does get pushed aside, and if you look at what the capabilities we have in the UK, it needs to be shouted about more. It's encouraging an event like this to see as many young people as we have,
absolutely.
Which is great because there is definitely a question about who's next, what's coming next, and how do we encourage youngsters to get involved with electronics, because everything they do, everything in our lives is electronics. electronics.
Yeah.
But I don't think the synergy or the sort of the click happens. I don't think they realise that they can be the person who helps to design and manufacture the next gadget that they're playing on. I don't think that, for some reason, I think we need to try and relay that message in a different way at a younger age. Because once and it seems silly, but once they understand that, I think you'll have a much stronger sort of movement of this sector moving forward.
And I think, again, when people think about it, they assume that there's only kind of maybe one type of engineer, but I mean there's so many different types. And again, in the site, we probably have about 15, maybe 18 different kind of types or classifications of engineers. We've got some groups that are purely doing 3D printing for us, what we need, keeping manufacturing processes running. Guys who are looking after machines and making sure that they're kind of running, and then we've got a whole team of people like redesigning processes to, optimize efficiency and all those kind of other things. So again, it's just because you move into engineering, that doesn't mean that there's only one type or kind of one outcome.
One route to go down, yeah. Great stuff. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I mean, it sounds like Sony have really got a great sort of system going there. You're helping the future engineers. You're able to support whichever size company needs your support.
That's it.
And pushing, the UK story, which is a really strong thing.
That's it. I think it needs to kind of get shuffled up a bit more in kind of people's agenda. It is alive. It is kicking. It just needs a bit more kind of care and attention.
And there's some big names out there that we're responsible for.
There's loads. I mean, even in the South Wales area where we are, you've got us, you've got Panasonic, you've got all these kind of big companies, and it's called Midlands and North as well. You've got some huge, car manufacturers, and Rolls-Royce and all those other ones.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that reshoring continues and stuff will get much stronger, and I'm sure we'll be catching up again. I've got a feeling I'm going to drag you into one of my panels. So, but it's great to meet you. Thank you so much, and I hope the rest of the show is really good for you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.